welcome to this week's edition of Close Up, our weekly current affairs magazine. As usual, we have brought you two items. Going to the first one, the Oromo People's Democratic Organization, OPDO, marked its 25th founding anniversary the past week with pomp and ceremonies. OPDO was founded back in 1990 at the rural village of Adet, some 80 kilometers away from the historic town of Aksum in Tigray State. The organization, over the past quarter of the century, managed to ensure peace, development, and democratic system in the state of Oromia. Hailu Medaksa gives us an insight on the Silver Jubilee anniversary of OPDO. Stay tuned.
The Oromo, like any other nations, nationalities and peoples of Ethiopia, had faced serious atrocities in the past political systems. The hands of men and the breasts of Oromo mothers were cut off by past regimes of Ethiopia. They were killed and their bodies were thrown to the bushes.
The
Oromo owns unique and distinctive culture, language, religion, an ancient democratic system known as the Gada system. However, these people had been denied of its language, culture, religion, and other identities by the past regimes.
Unsatisfied with such ill treatment, the Oromo people had started peaceful and armed struggle against the past regimes.
The
Oromo people had demanded its human and democratic rights in a peaceful manner. But there were no answer from the ruling regimes of the time. The ignorance of the central government had been the reason behind the mass protests which happened in different parts of Oromia.
The Oromo armed struggle has counted more than a century. It began after the undemocratic government of the past regimes came to power and started abusing human and democratic rights of the people. But the struggles were both organized and unorganized.
To understand the Oromo armed struggle, you don't have to read much. One has to simply recall the mass protests staged by the Bali, RC, Harurge and Walaga Oromos against the past regimes.
The Oromo People's Democratic Organization OPDO was founded in the rural village of Adet, some 80 kilometers away from the historical town of Aksum in Tigray State in March 1990. OPDO was founded in this specific place on March 26, 1990. At the time, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, was looking for a strong partner to topple the decaying Mengistu regime. And OPDO was committed to answer the deficits of leading political organizations that the Oromo people used to have in the past. So Adet has a special place in the history of the Oromo armed struggle and that of the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front. There were many political organizations in the name of the Oromo people before 1991. The Oromo People's Democratic Organization OPDO has three distinctive features compared with those political organizations.
It's
true that the Oromo political organizations founded before OPDO had been fighting the past Ethiopian regimes that committed serious repressions and atrocity against the people, but they failed to fulfill three major things that the Oromo struggle demanded. First, these political organizations had no deep understanding of the Oromo problems. Second, they had big problems in identifying the enemies and partners of the Oromo people. And third, there were undemocratic relationships among members of these political organizations that harmed their capacity of mobilizing the people for struggle.
OPDO has solved these problems in a transparent way.
We have identified who our enemies are, who our partners are, and what type of relationships should exist among our members and inside our party. To take the Oromo struggle one step forward, we need to democratize our party, and we did that.
Qabsaa'onni dhaabbata Dimokiraatawaa Uummata Oromoo hundeessan kun walakkaan isaanii
Before the founding of OPDO, half of its members had been struggling and democratic political parties formed at national level in the name of Ethiopia. For instance, personalities like General Jubilee and others, including me, had been struggling in the then Ethiopian People's Democratic Movement. Many of them had lost their lives in Armajo, Balasa, Wag, Wallo areas. Why they prefer to make an armed struggle in such political organizations? Because there were no Oromo organizations that can coordinate their struggle in a proper manner. Instead of making an effort in refugee camps based in abroad, we prefer to contribute what we could in democratic organizations operating at national level.
I recall that many Oromos had lost their lives in the hands of the Amhara while fighting for the freedom of their people and those of other nations, nationalities and peoples before the founding of the Oromo People's Democratic Organization, OPDO. Indeed, they were fighting the totalitarian regime, being part of the then Ethiopian People's Democratic Movement, now known as the Amhara National Democratic Movement.
Today, the Oromo People's Democratic Organization OPDO is 25 years old. In this young age, the organization has managed to ensure peace, development and a democratic system in the most populous state of the country, Oromia.
OPDO has answered long-standing questions of the Oromo people in ensuring the right to self-determination and the right to promote its culture, use its language, and preserve its religion and history. This developmental and democratic organization has enabled the Oromo people build strong and democratic Ethiopia that has achieved huge acceptance in Africa and elsewhere in the world.
To celebrate these achievements and commemorate many comrades who lost their lives during the armed struggle, OPDO has celebrated its 25th founding anniversary with different assortments.
This is a day in which we reaffirm our commitments to realize the renaissance of our country. The Silver Jubilee of OPDO is historic and has special significance in this regard.
East African countries like Uganda and Rwanda showed solidarity to OPDO through their representatives.
We in Uganda, and in particular the ruling NRM, cherish dearly the brotherly relations that we enjoy with the ruling EPRDF coalition. We salute the OPDO and the EPRDF on your victory against the Darg regime and the achievements you have so far made towards building a peaceful, developed and democratic Ethiopia.
Oromo People's Democratic Organization is celebrating today your 25th Jubilee anniversary. It is the time to reflect on your accomplishment and to continue building on the registered achievement for the benefit of all Ethiopians. We appreciate and commend EPDF for leading Ethiopian and the peoples of Ethiopia on the path of sustainability development. This is a great sign of what political pluralism can achieve.
A team of OPDO members led by Abadulla Gamada and General Bacha Dabale has paid a visit to Adet, Debre Marcos, Nakamte and Derra places where the organization has historical attachment at its early stage. Abadula Gammada on the occasion appreciated the contribution of residents of those areas for their support during the tough times of the armed struggle.
ያኔ እኮ ከነበረችው አባዶ ቤታችሁ ነው ያካፈላችሁ።
The people of Tigray had supported us in sharing their small home and food they have. They have treated our people who were sick and hungry. They gave us hope. Today, we are many and big as they wished and hoped to us. So in the history of OPDO's armed struggle, you have special significance. As part of the celebration, the Oromo People's Democratic Organization OPDO has held discussions with Oromo scholars, youth, women and other segments of the society.
ምሁሩ ሚና እጅግ በጣም ከፍተኛ ነው።
The role of scholars is immense in accelerating ongoing development activities. So they need to work more to scale up their role in overall development of the country.
The Oromo Cultural Center built in Addis Ababa was also inaugurated by President Dr. Mulatu Teshome and the State Chief Mukhtar Kader.
Welcome back, and going to the second item, Ethio